Hey, it's Kevin from PersonMakeObject, and this is how I make this RetroX knife. First, I go to the table saw and cut the blanks to the length of the finished knife handle. Then I mark the center lines on both ends of that cut blank and punch them with an automatic center punch. Then it's to the drill press to drill the hole for the wrench and magnet, which becomes a hole for the mandrel, and also the hole for the hardware that holds the blade eventually. Back at the bench, I tap a lathe drive mandrel into the wrench hole and just put a dummy in the hardware hole. The drive mandrel goes into a collet chuck in the headstock, and the tailstock goes into the dummy in the hardware hole. The next step is to use a roughing gouge to knock off the corners, turn a cylinder, and then shape the taper to the finished dimensions. Check those and add the contour at the nose of the knife. Now I grab a parting tool and cut the shoulder that will hold the backside of the ferrule. When everything is shaped and fits as it should, I sand, starting with 150 grit, working up to 1500, sanding each one across and then along the grain to take out scratches from each subsequent grit of abrasives. Obviously, sanding isn't a very exciting thing to talk about or look at, but as we all know, it has to be done, and it gets done. After sanding, a finish is applied on the lathe. My most common finish is a hard wax oil that's applied with a lot of heat from friction from the spinning part, which bakes that wax oil into a really hard finish that has held up really well. There are a lot of them out there, and I have had zero complaints about the finish. This piece is now ready for facets, and then it will get the wrench and the magnet and the blade holder hardware, and we have a complete RetroX PersonMakeObject knife. Thanks, be well, make on.